You are now listening to Talk Your Jits podcast.
Welcome back to the Talk Your Jits podcast. This podcast is, as the name implies, all about Jiu Jitsu. I'm your host, Lamar Smith, and today's episode is a blue belt who trains at Today's guest is a blue belt who trains at Atlas Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, located in Albany, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, John Murray.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Man, the pleasure is all mine, sir. How are you doing today?
I am blessed. I've been very fortunate. I just got back from Connecticut over the weekend. Went to Stratford for the first time. You ever been out there? It's out in the Long Island. Man, it's beautiful. You get some time, check out the beaches. It's worth the stop. I normally actually go out to Connecticut for Rolling Stoners. You ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm. I have.
My boys Fabio and Mario out there been putting that on for a couple weeks. They got the tournament coming up. I'm supposed to be going out there this next weekend, Sunday. Shit, didn't realize that was coming around.
That's awesome, brother. But man, let's get this ball rolling, bro. Let's talk about some jiu-jitsu. So, if you want to formally introduce yourself again, by all means, and let's hear about your jiu-jitsu journey.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, John Murray, of course, you already introduced me. Been doing jiu-jitsu for about 6 years now. I started way back. Started martial arts in college. Started with Aikido. Started getting into like Tai Chi, and then eventually started seeing the jiu-jitsu guys rolling while I was doing Krav Maga time, and it looked real fun. So I started getting into that, and eventually I dropped everything else, and I just stuck with jiu-jitsu and went hardcore with that. And I've been doing that for about 6 years now. I switched from this one gym, Empire. I was up in Colony with this guy, Alan Condon. The team was all right, but like they didn't have no competitive atmosphere, and I was really looking for something with higher energy. I got a little bit of ADHD. I'm all over the freaking place. So for me, it's like I need more energy. I can't like if you're not doing anything, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So like they weren't doing anything, so I wanted something different, and I took some time off, like I think a couple months, and then I started looking at gyms, and I found Atlas, and I seen what Atlas was doing. They got MMA fighters they're putting out. Fucking Ed's got a world championship. He just took first in IBJJF not too long ago after like recovering from COVID and losing his father. I mean, shit. And then we got another top guy, Aiden, who was like top 5 IBJJF for brown belts. And then we got another guy going for it now. So, I mean, like, we got a lot of guys. And that's the kind of atmosphere I wanted. And I feel like because of that, I was able to grow as a grappler. So,
that's awesome, man. I got ADHD too, so I completely understand, man. You want to be active, you want to keep moving, man. You can't sit still, and now you mixing jiu-jitsu with it. It's a bad combination, man, because I'm like that now, because I was just talking to my wife, and I was like, man, I got a couple episodes to record today, so I'll probably be done probably around 10 o'clock. I'm like, I wonder if I can get some guys on the mats tonight. See what happens.
Did you get to roll tonight?
No, I didn't. I want to, man, because we had open mat yesterday, but no one showed up. So I haven't rolled since Thursday, so I'm kind of antsy.
Oh, yeah, I feel that. I haven't been in for a minute now. I was gonna go tonight, but then like if I had known it was 7:30 earlier, I probably would have gone. But it is what it is. I'll go tomorrow or Wednesday. You know, double it up Wednesday or tomorrow. Figure it out.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like I'm just gonna hit it hard tomorrow and go from there.
You end up cram packing it when you. I feel like whenever I miss a couple classes, I feel the need to double up on the classes that I then take in the future. So like the immediate week following like a hiatus, I'm probably doing way more classes than I should be.
Yeah.
and I feel like I go right into like that overdrive from that like lack of doing anything.
Yeah. And that happened. That happened last week, man. I took a day off Thursday, and I was like, I shouldn't have did that. And then Sunday came, and I was like, I got to make up for Thursday. So we just had like hard rolls the whole open mat, dude. I was so tired and so beat up, but I had to play catch up.
I feel that. I feel actually. It's funny because my first injury actually occurred because of that. So like I did a huge hiatus. Then I went to Rolling Stoners, one of their tournaments. Um,
Hmm.
I I lost the tournament, but I did really well. I actually got stuck in a buggy choke. I didn't know what the hell a buggy choke was before this. And I kid you not, I'm stuck in this shit, and I'm like, I'm struggling. Like it's not like putting me to sleep or nothing, but I'm struggling. And I'm like, what the fuck? So like I pike up. Eventually I pike up after rolling around a bunch, and I feel him kind of slide off. So I'm like, holy shit. I was like, what would Gordon Ryan do? I'm like, all right, Jimmy, Jimmy. So it was like shuffling the dude, and he actually fell off. And like, I had no idea how the hell I did that, but that was like, I was like, I'll take that as my win. That was my win that day.
That was
Uh,
a W. A win's a win.
but I came back to class that next Monday, and I was rolling with this white belt, and I wasn't expecting it, but I was going for a back choke, something with the lapel, and he grabbed my arm, and he whipped me over his shoulder, and my whole side here, and then back. And
Hmm.
I knew something was wrong. I didn't feel it immediately, but I
Mm.
knew something was wrong. I just looked at the dude and said, stop, just stop. He got off, obviously got off, but like apparently I got a like AC tear, whatever that means. And yeah,
Ouch.
took a couple months off, and yeah, that was fun.
I can't imagine because, with me being the person I am, like when I force myself to sit down and take a day off from class, it drives me nuts. But to be sit out with an injury, dude, I would lose my skull, dude.
I
Like
so
not being able to do anything jujitsu related, no, that would kill me, man.
I'm a lifter too, so I couldn't lift either. I couldn't do any squats because like the pressure on the shoulder would kill it. I couldn't do
Uh-huh.
deadlift. So there goes legs. I mean, if you want to do machines, I mean, but like I was severely limited. I was like, damn, and there was nothing. He threw me over the shoulder. There was nothing. We were practically seated when it happened. I had no idea how that injury happened. I was so pissed.
I
It
I
be
had just
careful.
shared this video on you said what?
I would say you gotta be careful out there, man. You gotta be careful when you're rolling. Don't do stupid stuff.
Yeah, man. But and the crazy thing is, just in that scenario alone, you're talking about you're training hard, you're doing competitions, you get caught in this, you get caught in this buggy choke, and then you're fine. But the next day you go to class and you stub your toe or like your pinky get caught in someone's lapel and now you're out for 2 weeks,
Big
you're out for a month or something like
facts,
that.
though. Big facts.
Like I've gotten hurt. Well, I haven't competed a lot, but mainly my injuries came from just training.
True. It's
That's
true.
so backwards.
It's weird. It's really weird. And on that injury note too, a lot of people I feel like warn about cross training and going to other gyms. What's funny is I've actually had a lot of like favorable experience with that too. Like
Yes.
I've been to TriStar up in Montreal now. I went there a couple months ago, and I've been to NYC, 10P NYC. I'm actually going there on the second for the Eddie Bravo seminar. Um, but
Okay.
I've had a lot of positive experiences everywhere I've went, and it's just kind of been, yeah, like I feel like a lot of people warn about going to other gyms because you might get injured. No, I actually recommend it. It's actually really fun. I feel like you push yourself too in that same way that you talk about training hard. meet a lot of awesome
Mm-hmm.
people, and you're really able to test your skills in a different way that I feel like you don't get at your home gym. You know, you're
Yeah.
comfortable with the same people.
Yeah, that is definitely true, man. You definitely, every now and then, even if the competition scene is necessarily not your forte, going cross train at other schools is the next best thing because they don't know your game, you don't know theirs, and you get to, push yourself further than you would in class. And you get to, like I said, you get to test where you are physically in jujitsu, and you take that back and you learn from it.
Exactly.
Like I would rather spend, 30, 40, $50 in gas driving from school to school to go roll versus paying that same amount of money for a tournament that you're only gonna get maybe one or two matches in, depending on your bracket. So, and being a 30 plus brown belt, my bracket is very limited.
So I
So
got I feel you because I just had my first 30 masters division experience. One person in my bracket. I was like, oh,
yeah.
first time. Like, sold. I felt it.
that's, and that's so weird, man, because it wasn't what I didn't like. Well, I guess this is how it is. It wasn't enough people to bump up or to merge a division. So it was just like, oh, we're just gonna do 2 out of 3. So I was like, dang it, man. I was really hoping to get some matches in because on smooth comp, if you're familiar with that, and the people who doesn't, that's just basically like the brackets for different for martial arts events. But anyway, I'm looking at the brackets and I'm like, oh man, we got like a good 12, 15 people sign up. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna get some good matches in. We're gonna get a lot of matches in. Time tournament comes up, no one shows. You get like 3 people. And it's just
Um,
like, God, dude, so bad. But yeah, I highly encourage cross training. I highly encourage going out there and testing your abilities. Even if you, like I said, even if you don't compete, man, if you just want to get a little small taste of how you are, go roll with someone you never met before.
big facts though. But I mean, feeding off of what you said with those tournaments, though, I'm thinking about that because like I don't like Naga anymore because like I feel like I often get limited with the tournament situation. I like the round robin situation where you kind of get to put yourself against everyone and it's the best of all. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I like
Mm-hmm.
I like that with grappling industries. They kind of have that situation. I feel like you get more matches out of it too. You're getting your money's worth. Whereas with
Right.
the knockout bracket, I mean the whole Budokai thing is cool and all, but like I mean if you lose in the first round, you're out for the whole thing. Or if you end up in a situation like you had, I mean it's rough. I mean
Yeah, I had it. You
at
said
least if you
what?
do an absolute, at least if you do the absolute, you still at least get a few matches out of it. Still, you know.
Yeah. And that's what happened to a friend of mine's. He did grappling industries along with me, and he did gi no gi and absolute. And once again, 30 plus, yeah, brown belt, blah blah blah. He was in the middle of his match while his name was being called on the other mats. Like he's fighting for his life and he's stopping like, wait a minute, I'm here, I'm in the match and they're calling me for another match, and he gets DQ'd because he wasn't there. So exactly.
Yo, that's messed up. That's why I always tell my mats. I always go to my mats ahead of time, and I tell them like, yo, listen, I'm gonna be on such and such mat. If you don't see me, look over there. You know. And that tends to work for me. I've also volunteered with Grappling Industries a couple times. So like at least on the East Coast, like the Northeast Coast, I know some of the refs and some of like the promoters, so they know who to look for. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they got a little bit of a favor in my my pocket there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was funny. I had a ref, this super cool dude, but I had a ref at Naga one weekend, and I went to Rolling Stoners the weekend after, and I had some issue with my match. I wasn't like he wasn't wrong. I was just like pissed about something, and I said something at the Rolling Stoners. I went up to him and said, like, I know you from somewhere. And he's looking at me like, I was like, wait a sec, you're the ref who fucked up my match. And he got all like, but he actually took a look at the match and he explained what happened and everything, and it ended up being my fault. But it was funny. You run into everyone. It's a small freaking community. I mean, you
Yeah.
really gotta watch what you say and what you do. I mean, obviously, I was messing around, but I mean, that could have gone wrong. But no, he was super cool about it. I mean, I couldn't believe how respectful he was. He was like, he actually like wanted me to pull out my phone and show him the match, and like he broke it down to a detail, and I was like mad appreciative. By the end of it, like when his match was coming on, I was cheering for him on the side of the shit, you know.
All right. But that's the power of the community, man. Like, we devote so much time and, dedication to this sport that we love so much, man. We don't never want to feel, no one to feel like they didn't get their just desserts when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Because, that in any other day or any other time, he'd probably be like, man, screw you or blah, blah, blah. I was just doing my job. But him taking out the time, like, no, man, let's break it down and what happened. Let's, blah, blah, blah. I've done that with matches with people I've rode with. Like, we just try to rip each other head off, and we're still on the sideline watching our match that we just witnessed and whatnot. So, man, it's awesome.
It's a beautiful community, man. I think it's crazy because like I'm part of a couple different organizations, and I think with jujitsu, there's such a humbling aspect with what we do that
Mm-hmm.
everyone just has like underlying respect for each other. I mean, for most part, I think a lot of people in the community have a respect for each other, and I don't know, man. It's a beautiful thing. You don't see it in every other community.
Nah, and I've been trying to kind of do like a little side study about it, man, because only thing I've trained this consistent was jujitsu. So I've been trying to talk to other people that's in other martial arts and trying to get their take on it. Like, do they have that type of community like we do in jujitsu? Because I don't see it. I mean, I can't say I necessarily been soul searching for it, but I don't hear about people in other martial arts that have this camaraderie that we do in like jujitsu.
I'm so you're talking about like yeah. So you're talking about the other martial arts, and I'm thinking of like these online forums and stuff. I don't know how many of these online martial arts groups you're part of.
Right.
I I troll some of these, man, and like some of these dudes are fucking out of their mind. And then the way each other they talk to each other is even better. I love it. I love it. It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Oh, I encourage I encourage people to go to these martial arts groups. It's 90% Bruce Lee fans.
uh,
Yeah, and
no.
I can't say I'm a fan. I feel
Oh
like the dude's
no.
kind of like Seagal, to be honest. I don't know how you feel about Seagal.
Not
Uh,
a fan. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I'm a fan of his movies, but not a fan of him, if that makes sense.
it does. It does. I feel like you can be a fan of someone's art and their work, but not be a fan of their character in person. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense? Yeah.
No, that makes total sense. That makes total sense.
I feel like someone can make very beautiful art and be a very ugly person on the inside. It's really crazy.
And I've heard stories. I mean, I've read it in books about how Steven Seagal is, or people working with him. But yeah, that's a whole nother wormhole we can get down.
Oh, so what got you into the martial arts?
um, I mean, I guess I can say that it's kind of the same for everybody. Started out watching UFC and the whole Royce Gracie thing, you know, like everyone else. But I didn't necessarily like find it from that. I've heard about it, and then I became a fan of like UFC, and then people started talking more about Jiu Jitsu and blah blah blah. And I never looked into it as much until I ended up running to a guy at GNC. He used to work at GNC, who now he's like one of my best friends, like a brother to me now. He mentioned that he trained jiu-jitsu, and I was like, all right, he's like, he invited me to the gym, told me to check it out. And like everybody else, your first class there, you get washed, you get beat up, you contemplating your life decisions. And I was like, yeah, I got to figure this out, man. I got to see what, this power that jiu-jitsu has. And I just never looked back, man.
Were you hesitant at first?
You said what?
Were you hesitant at first?
Yeah, man, I was, cause my first actual time was wasn't necessarily a class. It was like an open mat at one of our affiliate schools, and they was like, yeah, just grab a partner and just work. And I'm like, what am I working? I don't know what I'm doing, but. Yeah, so after that, but when I first started going, it was very intimidating because I didn't understand the movements, the lingo, and all this other stuff. So it was just like, man, I'm just out here looking like a goofball right now. But I was like, you said what?
I said, yo, the first class is always the worst. It's the most awkward situation for everyone. Everyone feels awkward, and it's like everyone feels like they're doing something wrong, but it's like, listen, like everyone has been here. We've all sat in your situation.
We all sat in that same spot, man. You're out there, you're in a deer in the headlights. You don't know nobody. You're just kind of like, I don't want to kick nobody in the face. That's something I kept saying to myself. Like, I don't want to kick nobody or elbow anybody. I'm gonna try my best to keep my partner safe, because I don't know what I'm doing, and I would hate for them to kill me. Because when I started, I think it was just like, when I started, I think I was like the only white belt for a while. So it was just blue, purple, and browns. And it's just like, these guys are dangerous. Like, y'all put me in a room full of murderers, and I'm just trying to survive. But
when the first white belt arrived, you must have felt like a killer.
Yes. When I was finally not the lowest on the totem pole, I felt like the man. I felt like a king, man.
That first moment when you finally get good at it is just like it's heaven. It's heaven. It's those hours of suck that finally pay off, and it's just so rewarding. It's not like anything instant gratification can ever give you.
Man, I swear, and it's like, especially when you get your first submission, it's like winning prom. It's like winning prom king, bro. Like I was rolling, and what rank was I? I don't remember the rank, but I ended up getting someone in the head and arm triangle, and when I felt them tap on my shoulder, I just jumped up and just ran around the room so hype. I just got up, started clapping like, yes, I finally got one.
I don't even remember mine. That's fucking rough. Damn.
But, I mean, yeah, I can still remember it like it was yesterday, man. Like I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was one of our training partners, Nick. He's a tall guy. He had what background did he have? I don't want to say it's Aikido. Maybe it was, but it was something, because this dude would wrist lock me from everywhere.
Yo, I've talked about that, and people get mad. Aikido guys know wrist lock.
Yes,
it's the only thing Aikido knows. It's the only thing Aikido's good for. And if they go to jiu-jitsu or wrestling, watch the fuck out, because if they get good at the grappling part, like, those things are everywhere.
Everywhere. Oh my god, dude! Every freaking where.
Have you seen the dude in the gi who gets like his wrist broke, like he gets it caught in the gi when he's thrown? It was like at
Mm.
some like Naga or industries type tournament. And it was like a throw. I don't remember, it was some Instagram video, but the guy gets caught in the gi and he's getting thrown in the wrist lock. Oh, something the wrist
No,
lock.
I didn't see that one. I did see the one video, which was so crazy to me, where the guys were fighting for grips, and he had the inside lapel grip, and the his opponent kind of like tried to do a duck under, and he like kind of like spinned.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy's hand gets caught in the gi, and he just kept spinning. He kept spinning. He spent about 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, "Come on, dude, no, no. This is why I kind of like I kind of like don't like gi for that, like for reasons like that, because like the dude's hand was caught. It's like he was trying his best to get it like to pull his arm out, but no, the dude just kept going under and around and around and around. I was just like, nope. I would have just punched him at this point.
That's savage, though. That is savage.
I gotta find that video, man, because it was wild. That was so wild.
That's genius, though, too. I mean, the mechanics of that to get
Yeah.
it actually stay the whole time. Oh,
Yeah, and
that
I'm
just,
like,
that's like shivers, though, too. Like, can you imagine being the guy who had his hand stuck in there?
right,
Oh,
and and he's like he's trying to fight it and trying to pull, and the dude's just turning and turning and turning, and it's just like, yeah, dude, just tap,
no,
bro.
no,
He
no.
said no. So, speaking of which, man, what do you prefer, gi or no gi?
No, I've been fighting with that issue. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so my coach is primarily gi, but like we do no gi too. We have a good no gi team, and it's not like it's not like it's a thing that our team avoids. It's I would argue there's better no gi teams. I wouldn't tell my coach that. Um, I have a lot of respect for our team. I think we have a fantastic team, but I think it could be better. I don't know. I'm a who you, so my opinion is whatever. I'm gonna get shit for this. um, but
Keep on digging.
I like you. I like you, and I like no gi. And the issue is that I really like leg locks now. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where our team doesn't really focus on. Whereas, like, I'm really fascinated by the aspects of like leg entanglement and like I don't know, man. Like, there's I think it's called a saddle or something. I don't know how other teams call it, but um, it I it's like something like a double leg catch, and I recently learned it, and I'm loving it. And now I'm trying to learn how to incorporate it in my game. But like, there's so many different elements of the leg game that I feel like I'm missing out on, and I want to like kind of focus on. And there's
Uh-huh.
like a lot of stuff that you can't do. I feel like in the gi that would like cause like illegal moves, damage, stuff like that. I don't know. That's why I've been moving towards the no gi more. But
Yeah.
I also respect and love the gi too because I do find it practical. I mean, people are like the no gi is more practical, but think about it. You're not always gonna not be wearing a coat. You're not always gonna be not wearing long pants. I mean, there's a reality that the gi is practical in certain environments and elements. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to learn them. So I don't
Yeah.
know, man. It's difficult. It's difficult because there's so much beauty to both both of them. I don't know. I feel like I'll keep doing both. See where life takes me.
Yeah. Yeah. I have been I've been playing around with no gi for the last couple months. One of my training partners, he kind of say I'm having a affair with no gi because it's new and we don't really necessarily train it. But yeah, I love and respect the gi. I love the challenge of both. But if I had to say if I had a preference, I kind of lean towards no gi or whatever. But what's funny, you're talking about leg locks and leg entanglements and whatnot. I just recently, started playing, trying to learn more leg locks, leg lock entries and stuff and whatnot. And we were rolling Sunday. Was it last Sunday? Yeah, it was last Sunday. And the guy I was rolling with, he's a big guy. He goes for a takedown, and I somehow, when I fell to the mats, I think I tripped him, and we kind of fell in 50-50. So he goes for a heel hook. I go for a knee slicer, and we're just looking at each other. I was like, okay, on the count of three, let's let go. so, so we had like a little, standoff, and we let go. And then I was crazy. The following week, I go visit another school. Me and my boy Roland. He goes for a pass. I get a leg. He gets a leg, and he's looking at my foot, and we're like looking back and forth for each other. It's like, okay, on the count of three, we're both going to let go. Just so. I really enjoy both, man. If I had to choose, I would say I'm like more like 60-40 no-gi.
Yeah, there's an underlying love for that no-gi. I mean, there's something more fun about it. I don't know what it is. It's like horsing around more. And I feel like it's also less exhausting. That's the other thing, is you feel like you can also go for more, you can go longer. And with the gi, I just feel tired afterwards. I feel drained.
Yeah, like you just feel like it's already, your gym is already hot, and you got another sweaty person on top of you, on top of their wet, sweaty gi on your top, your wet, sweaty gi. So it's like, you say what?
I said if it's unfortunate, it's the bigger guy on top of you too.
At my school, we had this reputation for being predominantly big guys. Everybody at our school was heavy, so that didn't help at all. Like no matter what, man, it's like we get heavy guys, and we got a few wrestlers that came through the door, and it's just like, come on, man, I need someone small, someone that just I can match speed with. I don't need you wrestlers. I don't need you strong brute guys anymore, man. I don't think my body can take it anymore.
Yeah, no, there's it's I don't do it to be mean, but there's some like bigger guys who I'll probably avoid rolling with occasionally, depending, just because like you can't do it sometimes, Being 155 rolling with some dudes, like I'll get broke, and I work out. Like I have a decent frame. I'll still get fucking broke by some of these dudes. It's like, nah, I can't afford that. I got a marathon to run. I can't.
Right, that's what I'm saying, man. There's nothing wrong with that. I will humbly decline a role. I'm sorry, I don't care. Like, nope. Like our guy I was just referring to, rolling with Sunday. He's a big guy. He's strong. And some days I'm like, dude, nope, ain't doing it today. Nope, can't do it. He's like, come on, man, let's roll. No, like no, can't do it today. Sorry, I do not feel like getting hurt. Man, I'm not gonna hurt you. You are, and we both know it. So we're not going. We're going to avoid it. But that's the beauty of it, man. That's the beauty of the sport, man, for sure. Yeah. So how often do you compete, man? I mean, I know you said you just got back. You're leaving out again for New York. But yeah, how often do you compete?
So I compete way more than I should. So like my training level is not consistent with how much I compete. So like I have I got IBJJF Toronto coming up next month. Hold on, I actually have a whole calendar here. So I got on the 2nd, we're looking at the seminar. 16th, I got the Toronto. There's another seminar the following weekend. I got the CL50. I'm doing 6. This isn't competition. This is actually like backpacking trip I'm doing through the woods. It's going to be 4 days, 6th to the 9th. And
Jeez,
then I got
man.
the New York City, Marathon coming up on the 5th. I'm gonna be trying to do like a 15K in September. I gotta figure out when the stockade-a-thon is because I gotta do a couple runs before the marathon.
Wow.
If Industries comes around, I'll probably do that in Saratoga. Maybe if Naga comes around, I'll do Naga in Albany again. And depending on how far, like if there's one in Massachusetts or something, I'll probably hop on that shit. And definitely if Rolling Stars comes around before the end of the year, I'm definitely hopping on that shit too.
Damn. I thought my schedule was busy. That's
I mean, this is light right now, so
that's
um,
considered
I'm,
light.
yeah. I mean, I like to stay busy. I don't like. I got a few videos I actually got to work on. I do like VR hotel tours whenever I go with complete travel and stuff. So like, I got a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of videos, like penthouse videos and stuff from New York from whenever we travel and shit. Uh, and yeah, I film all my competitions in VR now. Greatest thing ever. Never need a cameraman. I put my GoPro down on the camera or on the table, and then it literally films everything in 360. It'll film you if you're standing behind it. It'll film the front. Most people don't even pay it any mind.
Oh man, you gotta send me links to that, man. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I feel like more people
That's
should be
very
jumping on
different.
it.
Yeah, that is
Like
very different. I've never heard of that.
I got an idea for you to steal.
Okay.
VR podcast. Do like that 360, like that 70s show like table, right? And you can have the VR camera in the center. You do your 360 talk, and you can literally swivel your camera to whoever's talking whenever you want.
All right, I might have to cut this part out of the video because I don't know why you're stealing it.
I'm glad you like that.
I like that. That's dope, man. Especially if I can get some people. Oh man, that sounds dope. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this out. I'm gonna have to cut this part out. Might have to cut this part out.
I mean, if we're cutting parts out, let's put out the part with my coach too, or where I mentioned my team.
We won't have an episode at that point, man. No, we'll just keep everything in. It's fine. I think we'll probably get everything established before this episode airs, but it's cool. It's cool.
You're good. You're good. No, I'm actually enjoying
So,
this, man. I enjoyed this. I got another. I'm supposed to be on another two podcasts actually coming up too. I actually. Oh yeah, that's the first. Yeah, that's on the first, and then I have to schedule the other one still. But I won't name drop on your channel. I promise. The other one's a conspiracy channel. We'll be talking like aliens and like UFOs and government conspiracies, all that fun stuff. And then the next one is supposed to be about cops, so that'll be fun.
yeah, that
I'm all over
sounds
the place.
very interesting. I see, man.
Like
But
I
hey,
said,
there's nothing wrong
ADHD.
with
I'm
staying
all over
busy,
the
man.
fucking place.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with staying busy, man. I'm the same way, from training to this podcast to art, and everything else under the sun, man. I try to stay busy, try to keep myself active because, and like I said, I have bad ADHD. I have bad ADD too as well. Sitting still is not an option for me at all. At all.
I feel that. I feel that. So you logged your accomplishments or anything?
As far as what exactly?
What's up? I'm
I
sorry,
said
you
as
broke
far
up.
as what? You
So
asked if
like,
I
do you log any of your accomplishments? Do you like keep any kind of track or anything? Just
yeah.
asking, do you log any of your accomplishments? Like, do you compete or anything? Like, keep like a log for like all these little like podcasts and stuff like that.
No, not really, man. I should. But I do keep track of like all the episodes I've done, if you want to count that as something. I am slowly closing in on episode 100.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
How
so I'm
many?
pretty excited about
How many
that. What's
more?
up?
How many more?
So including this episode, I have two more. Two more, and I'll be at 100.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Man, I remember posting my 100th article, and that feeling is amazing. So congratulations. That's big.
Thank you, thank you,
That's
thank you,
big.
thank you.
I
And
was
it's
watching.
so. You said what?
I was watching a few of them. They're really good. I love the channel, and I actually can't wait to see what you got. What else you guys put out?
Yeah, I'm excited too, man. It's like when I started this, it was just a random idea to start a podcast about talking about jiu-jitsu. And I was like, well, I'm just an ordinary person who just love the sport. So who else would be good to talk to except people who love the sport just as much as I do?
Exactly.
And 90 plus in, yeah. So like I said, I'm creeping up on 100, man. And this has been an honor and a blessing to be able to do this and talk to so many people that I've talked to about jiu-jitsu, man. And I just gonna keep going, just gonna keep rocking it out, man.
So, any names that you're trying to get on the channel?
No, there's I just if anybody that does jiu-jitsu from the average white belt to the high competing black belt, dude, I'll talk to them.
I feel that.
Like,
That actually sounds way cooler than trying to get like some of the bigger names, because I feel like getting to know the community and getting to see like the people you meet or you would see like day to day, and but get to meet them on a personal level. There's something really cool and interesting about that.
yeah, and that's what I was going for, man. Because you'd be surprised, like when I put these posts out about looking for guests for the podcast, somebody will either message or comment like, "Yeah, man, I'm not no one special, but I would love to be on the show." And I'm like, "Yeah, come on, I don't care." Oh, I'm just I'm a blue belt. I've been a blue belt for 10 years, and I don't really think there's really much to talk about. Oh no, you've been training. There's something to talk about. We'll figure it out. Come on. So.
I mean, man, you're good at this. So I mean, I appreciate you even letting me on here. I mean, this has been a blessing. You
Man, I
know,
love it.
just being able to share the community, to share this passion for the sport and this martial art is it's a beautiful thing. You know, jujitsu has really been like a lifesaver in some ways, even for me. Like it's that whole like besides the ADHD, I got a lot of my own stress and anger, and when you go to jujitsu, it's a weight off your shoulders at the end of the day. You meet
Yeah,
so many great people while you're there. It's really like therapy.
it is. It is very much therapy. Very, very much therapy. Like I try to, I try to listen to my body and rest when I can, but my mental is so much stronger and so much more important. So I'm like, nope. If my mind says we going to jujitsu, we are going to jujitsu. It's if ands buts about it. If I'm in pain, you'll forget about it once you start rolling.
That is the weirdest truth though. Is like you go in there with like some kind of like nick or cranny hurting, aching, something, and like by the end of the roll, you're like, what happened to that? And then like
Right.
and by the next morning though,
Like,
you know
there
what
it
happened.
is. Like there was one time, dude, I had like a muscle spasm or something in my back, dude, and it would not go away. And I took like maybe I took a week I took a week off from the gym, a week off from training, and we were doing open mats, and I was like, okay, I feel okay, I feel good. And like I'm packing my bag, and my wife was like, where are you going? I'm like, we got open mats today. And she's like, are you gonna roll hard? I'm like, nah. I just want to get loose. I just been sitting around too long. And I get the open mats, and I did not listen. I did not listen to myself. I rode hard. Oh, I rode hard. I rode like my life depended on it. That whole class, dude. And I'm driving home, and once that adrenaline started to calm down, I feel my back and everything started to hurt. I said, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble." I get in the house and my wife was like, oh, she's like, what's up? I'm like, hey, how's it going? She's like, how was class? I'm like, it's cool. And she's watching me and I'm like I'm looking at the steps, trying to go up to my room. And I'm like, oh, these are so many steps. And she's like, you all right? I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. She's like, you went hard in class. And I was like, yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
It's a walk of shame.
Those steps felt like I felt like I walked up to like about 4 flights of steps, bro. I was walking so slow. like my daughter passed me about 3 times. I was walking so slow up these steps, dude.
So I work in a kitchen as a server and occasionally a prep cook. And I'll tell you, like sometimes I'll come in after class the next day, and like like when you're doing gi or something, like you're putting your hands in the lapel and shit. So like I have to carry the plates after that. Like you understand like the pain, like your rickety hand is like going like this the whole way. And it's the person's watching you as you're going. It's the feeling.
Oh man, I think what else happened? Oh, that and the same day, my daughter. Oh my god, dude, I love her to death. She's like, she would come up to me. She's like, she's like, Daddy, jump. So I'm like, oh no. So she wants me to throw her in the sky, throw her in the air, and I'm like, nah, babe, I can't right now. And she just kept saying like, Daddy, jump, Daddy, jump. And my wife was like, yeah, Daddy, jump. So, it's safe to say, man, I paid for it. I paid for it dearly. That whole day, I paid for it. But it's a part of life, man. It's a part of my life now, though. I train through the pain. I train through the sprains, man, because no matter what, jiu-jitsu is just like I said, that therapy, man. And I'll deal with the pain afterwards. If I can hobble or crawl to the mats, just roll me on the mats, man. I'll figure out the rest. I'll deal with the consequences later.
Just bring me on my back. I'll work from guard.
Right. We'll play guard today.
One of the things my girlfriend hates is whenever we get in an argument, I'll just lay on my back. Instead of arguing or fighting, I'll just lay in the hallway and just lay on my back because she knows she can't pass. She don't know how to pass guard. She can't pass guard. So I just sit there on my back, and it's annoying to her because I'll go for the legs. I'll just come in and so sweet, play around and stuff.
So do she train, or are you just like picking with her?
No, the best I could get her to do is do a few drills with me in the basement to practice some of the stuff I learned in class. So like I'll go home and want to practice something so I can remember it so that I don't forget. Being the ADHD, like one minute, like I can remember something. The next minute, my mind's 50 miles away, thinking about 50 other things, and then the thing I was doing 15 minutes ago, I just forgot how to entirely do. You understand, but like for normal people, it's like, okay, yeah, I just did this thing 5 seconds ago. For me, it's like, so I come home and I do a little bit of work with her occasionally and get some practice.
That's what's up.
Yeah, no, she's a blessing. She edits all my articles for me, fortunately, and she's been to almost every single competition I've been to. I mean, she's even helped with a few of the trips. So she's been a real blessing, the whole thing.
Hey, shout outs to the ladies, man. Because as much grief I gave my wife about jiu-jitsu, man, but she trains though, so she understands. But she'd be like, you need to rest. You need to rest. I'm like, yeah, but not right now. It's almost class time. Not right now. I'll rest on the drive there.
You're fortunate. You get to go home and actually have a full training session.
Yeah, sometimes, man. Sometimes, but we got 2 little girls. So by the time we get to class, get them home, man, we'd be like, whatever.
So I gotta know, do you guys settle your arguments with jiu-jitsu?
I want to. She doesn't want to yet because she's like, why? I know you're just gonna kill me. I'm like, no, come on, man. I'm like, you know what? Set the clock. I just like set the clock. Set the clock.
Pull up
Let's
at the
just
Tommy mats right in the living room, just roll.
right. I got they're on this side, but I got mats. I got mats in the corner, man. I'm just ready. I'm like, you know what? This is the best way to start up an argument. We can take all our anger out on the mats. We can choke each other for good. We can get 2-3 minute rounds in, and we can just go to bed happy. Best way to end the argument is just roll. Let's just roll. Set the
just,
clock.
just roll it out.
That's it. She gonna have to learn because she's projected to probably test for her blue belt later this year. And I'm
Nice.
like, you got to step it up. So when we train, I don't go easy on her anymore because she knows enough.
So you guys do the testing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we test for each belt rank.
Okay. So, all right, that's interesting. So I've been to two gyms, obviously. And so Atlas kind of ed gauges you based on how well you perform and consistency. Obviously there's a certain level of time he expects you to put in on the mat, but then also looks for certain ability, certain level of skill before he's going to give you stripes and eventually the belt. But Empire, you had to be there the day of the testing to get anything, and then to get the belt, you had to be there for the specific day of the testing. And the worst part was it was one day a week, and I always worked that one day of the week.
Oh no!
Yeah, so for like 2 years, I was a white belt with 0 stripes. Yeah, that was rough.
Wow.
That was
Now we kind of just go off of we do have our certain criteria. We want to make sure that you're evolving. Want to make sure that you understand the sport. We kind of just like throw random questions at people. We have our rules and philosophies that we follow in us. In class, or we just might have you like I have a random white belt or someone just like, hey, teach how to do it XYZ. This just trying to get like a little engagement when we're like considering them for like stripes. But when we do our our belt promotion tests, it's a list. You have a set amount of techniques you got to show. You have a self-defense portion. It's a lot. It's a lot to the test that we go through before we jump that rank. So
yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know which way I've always, it's always, you obviously know about the debate which way is the best. I've always, I've always thought that was better, at least than what was it, the one that they just like specifically timed, just giving people based on a certain number of years active within like the team or the community or whatever it is, like 5 years, something like that. I feel like that's almost like just handing it out. Like, because the person could show up one time a week for 5 years, and they're the equivalent of the guy who showed up 2 times, 3 days a week. Like, that made a sense to me,
That doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense at all. But surprisingly enough, man, there's a lot of schools that do that, and hey, more power to them. I mean, your jiu-jitsu is not gonna lie.
That
you can buy a black belt tomorrow. I mean, right now on Amazon for $15, and it's only gonna do so much. So if that's how they want to do it, then
whatever happened to like the Gracie call out? Do you remember those, like when dudes would go to gyms like where they thought the dude was a fake black belt and would call him out and shit?
I want to, I want to do that so bad. I guess it's because I've found so much, respect for the sport. And just to hear people like you've seen the videos where someone will be in the middle of a class and they'll self-promote themselves to another belt, and I'm like, dude, I will kick you in the face. That is so disrespectful to me because I feel like if I'm putting in my time and dedicating my blood, sweat, and tears to this sport, and I'm earning what I'm capable of, and you just come in and you just feel so self-righteous, like, yeah, I'm just gonna promote myself to brown belt. Blah, blah, blah. No, you would not make it out the gym. I'm sorry, you would not make it out the gym, bro. You would not make it out the gym with that belt around your waist. I'm sorry, impossible. Nope, can't do it. Can't do it.
They wouldn't leave the gym.
They wouldn't leave the gym, man. This may sound like I'm incriminating myself, but I don't care. You would not make it out the gym if you come in talking about something. I'm going to promote myself to a rank that you did not deserve because you feel like I've been doing this for 5 years, so I feel like I should be an XYZ.
I almost
go do that somewhere else.
I almost want to start like I feel you because like I thought about doing like a series with the channel where like I'll challenge like these McDojo type gyms and just like fight them. Like I know I'm a Who You blue belt, right? I got some striking ability, not much, just some. But it's like I still feel like for the most part, I feel like 99% of the time, I feel like I could take these people.
Yeah, I got a good fighting chance.
I feel like my odds are pretty good. You know what I mean? Put up the money. If you win, you get the money. We'll put up a pot. We'll get some kind of location going. We'll get a little venue in on this. We'll make a spectacle of it. A Jake Paul thing going. You ever watch chess boxing?
Watch what?
Chess boxing.
Dude, I hate that I like that. I hate that I like that.
I watched my favorite YouTuber do chess boxing. I didn't know what to make of it. I kind of enjoyed it. I watched the whole thing. I wasn't proud.
I watched a couple episodes of it, bro, and I'm sitting here looking. I am in shock and awe. Like, I am into this because I do love chess and I love boxing, but I'm like, if I know I can't beat this guy in chess, I'm going to try to take his head off. I'm sorry. like I'm 2 moves away. I'm just going to survive, and I'm just going to try to tee off, man. I got to get this W. I don't like losing.
For those 1 minute rounds, you become Sayada Man or whatever. What was the One Punch Man?
Straight from bell to bell, I'm throwing all haymakers for that whole minute. I'm sorry. Like, you better beat me on the boards, because on the ring I'm going to try to destroy you.
Head's gonna look like a rock'em sock'em.
For real, man. Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, like I said, I watched a couple episodes, man. It's very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised in a couple years we'll see a chess boxing fight league somewhere. Dana White done probably had his hand on it somewhere.
I get it on that. I could get down on that.
I can.
Okay. What about card jitsu?
I've gotten so many inbox videos about that. Everyone that knows I do jiu-jitsu send me those. Like, man, would you do this? I'm like, no.
My boy Steph sent me that shit too. It was like the same shit. But I think it's ridiculous. It looks dumb. I'm not gonna lie.
It looks so dumb because you guys are in the obviously in the car, seatbelts in,
right?
And that's so stupid.
Oh, that one car seatbelt escape that everyone was making fun of. There's finally a purpose.
There's finally a purpose, but that's if they get to the back seat. If they get to the back seat before you can get your seatbelt off, that's just best case scenario. But
we figured it out. We finally figured out a purpose for that. Holy shit. All the criticism after all those years, we finally figured out a reason for that technique.
For car jiu-jitsu, man, you can use that seatbelt technique to get you out of there. You heard it here first.
Who came up with that, though? You got to figure that person was at High Rollers and was sitting there smoking with Wiz or someone and going, how can we make this shit weirder?
Like, right, like how did that conversation come up? Like, hey, let's go try to do jiu-jitsu in your mom's car. Let's see what happens, man. Let's just kind of roll with it. Let's see what happens.
I know how we can make this better. Hear me out. We get a U-Haul van. We fill it with the Tommy mats. Put the cameras up in the top corners. Put the buzzer up. Set the buzzer. Shut the doors. Let them go. Drive around.
Oh man.
Whip that shit, donuts.
Just get a passenger van or one of those little small yellow buses and put some mats back there and just drive around and you got people in the back trying to kill themselves.
So, have you seen Rokus?
You said what?
Have you seen Rokus, Martial Arts Journey?
Mm-mm.
Go watch him. He did a series. They talked about what's the best martial art for self defense, and they got a bunch of guys, MMA. Sensei Seth was on there, YouTuber. But anyway, a bunch of martial arts, and they put them on a bus, and they actually did this same thing you're talking about, but to test
Oh
which martial
wow.
art was the best. I think Mike the Cop was on there. Is it Mike the Cop? Is it
I
Icy
got
Mike? Icy Mike. I'm calling him Mike the Cop because I know he was a cop. Um, no, Icy Mike was there. It's like, but it was interesting. I mean, I don't know that any of them are how legit any of them are, but I thought it was certainly like funny and interesting. They did a bunch of scenarios like that. It was kind of cool actually. There's a whole documentary. Definitely check it out. Definitely worth
Yeah,
checking
I'm
out.
gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna definitely have to check it out.
But yeah, we're gonna have to get that U-Haul. We're gonna start a U-Haul tournament.
Yep. Coming
Mobile
to a city near.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Just pull up. Just be ready. Just be ready. All right,
Bring the
John, man. We have a staple here at Talk Your Jits podcast, man. We ask everybody that comes on the show, past or present, man. Who would you love to get a chance to roll with? Your top 3 people.
top 3 people. Okay.
No particular order.
Number 1, Joe Rogan. His podcast influenced
Yes.
a lot of like my exploration into like just learning and stuff, and like really encouraged a lot of that. So number 1, him, Joe Rogan, 100%. Um, so this is tough though. Hold on. So I want to say Eddie Bravo had a huge influence on the community. Um, I think what he added to the no-gi community, has been immense. Like just with combat jujitsu, um, really pushing the whole no-gi thing and like it's been a ride with that. So probably him, and then holy shit, yeah, I've had the honor of rolling with a couple different people who I wanted to already. So like, damn man,
No one prepares.
I'm
No one
running through
knows the
names.
answer to this question.
I'm running through names through my head. Like I don't. I took a class with Gianno Grippo, and I don't know that I got to roll with him. Yeah, I wouldn't mind rolling with him. I got to roll with Jerben Pacheco, which 5 seconds maybe was my best. Um, I rolled with
Maybe a strong 5, maybe 6. I don't know.
I rolled with Jerben. Yeah, no, I said Jerben. Who is it? Stingray. I'm trying to think of his name. I know it's Ray something, Bell something. Uh, again, I had nothing, but throw a name out there. I'd love to get my ass kicked by Mikey What's his last name?
Mike Musumeci. Yep.
Yeah, Pizza Man, Pizza Guy,
Yeah.
Pizza
He's
Guy.
definitely on my list, man. He's definitely been on my list for a minute.
Mainly because I worked in a pizza shop my whole life, and knowing that he mainly eats pizza, I feel like for all the pizzas he's killed over the years, I owe it to them. I owe it to them.
Oh god, you're hilarious, man.
Hey, listen, man, you gotta add a little flavor to life. If there's no
Yeah,
spice to
got
it,
to.
it makes it boring.
Yeah,
I don't know.
for sure.
Gotta be like a pizza, nice and tasty.
Nice. Yeah, that I like that. I like that philosophy. Be like a pizza, nice and tasty, sometimes greasy.
Sometimes extra
Sometimes greasy.
sloppy.
All right, John, man. Unless you got any more
So,
questions for me, man, I would love for you to shout out your school, let the people know what you got coming up, man. The floor is all yours.
yeah, so Atlas Jiu Jitsu is coming to Toronto. We're gonna take over the Canadian whatever the hell province. I think is that Ontario. We're taking over Ontario. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. Um, we're going for number one. You can check me out at J Murray Athletics on everything: YouTube, my website, everything. Look for me. If you see me on the at the mats at a tournament, say hi, make fun of me, something. I don't know. I love it all. So I appreciate you letting me be here. I appreciate you, my man. This has been a huge blessing, and I appreciate the opportunity just to be able to talk with you. You know.
Man, like I said, dude, the pleasure is all mine, man. It was a great talking to you, man. And please let me know what happened with this tournament, man. Just keep me updated on what's going on, brother.
I will for sure. And if you want me back sometime, just hit me up.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
man, definitely. I would love to have you back, man. Love to have you back.
All right. Stay blessed, my man.
You
Peace.
too, brother. All right, man. That's the end of today's episode, man. I would like to thank John one more time for coming on the show and blessing us with his jiu-jitsu knowledge. He left the room before I got the chance to finish, but it's all good. But please go and follow us on our Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram page to stay up to date on all future episodes. This has been Talk Your Jits podcast. Keep rolling, keep grinding, and remember, long live jiu-jitsu. Have a great day.